So it looks like Al B. Sure is not tolerating no more of Quincy's support for Diddy because he just went off on him and disowned him after Quincy shamelessly defended Diddy. From the looks of it, Quincy feels more loyal to Diddy than his own biological father, Al B. Sure, and Al is not having it. What makes this even messier is that Diddy allegedly tried to take Al B. Sure's life on multiple occasions, and Al himself made this known. But for whatever reason, Quincy doesn't seem to care at all. He's still riding for Diddy, even if that means getting cut off by Al. Not only that, but Al has also accused Diddy of unaliving Kim Porter and using her as a sacrifice for his ritualistic activities. Apparently, Diddy and his other two sons, Christian and Justin, have managed to successfully brainwash Quincy into thinking he needs to side with them or he's a traitor. This entire mess started just a few days ago when Quincy made an IG post to celebrate Kim Porter. He posted a photo of him and Kim with the caption, "Here's a rare photo of me with my mom and dad. I miss you every day." A lot of people were not here for this because they felt like Quincy was insinuating that Al was a dead and Kim was pretty much the only mom and dad that he had ever had in his life. The shade was clear as day, and people wasted no time in calling him out for throwing his real father under the bus to defend a monster like Diddy. One person said, "He won't accept his real biological father, but continues to accept a man accused of and Lord knows what else. Baby, he didn't even throw a little shade. He threw the whole damn tree." Another person said, "At this point, just wait for the investigation to show him otherwise, because he's blind with 20/20 vision. Give it to God, Al B. Sure. Make sure you be his rock once that truth serum hits." But it wasn't just the people who clocked the shade that Quincy was throwing. See, Al also saw the post himself and was very upset as well, because this is literally his son insinuating that he's a dead while siding with the man who allegedly took his mom's life and tried to take his life as well. He immediately made an IG post calling Quincy out for allowing himself to be swayed by Diddy. He said, "Nothing breaks a dad more than seeing his love for his kids turned into a weapon against him. Hashtag free Quincy. Dads matter everywhere." Just a few minutes after this, Al realized it wasn't really worth going back and forth with Quincy, so he backtracked on the shade he was throwing and decided to put up a post of Quincy and Kim on his IG to celebrate Kim's death anniversary. He said, "On this day, November 15th, 2018, Kim spread her wings to fly. It is just another coincidence that one of our favorite activities to do together pre-Quincy's birth was to sit ringside at our brother Michael Gerard Tyson's fights and cheer him on. After Mike Tyson's knockouts, we'd attend the press conference and we'd be cutting up while Iron Mike addressed the media." Now, even though Al was trying to be all peaceful and stuff, the people in the comments were still bringing up and dragging Quincy for filth. And guess what, y'all? Al replied to them and supported the claims they was making. One person left a comment that said, "He unblocked you?" To which Al replied, "The real question is he still following a man that his mother, and he knows it very clearly. Think about that when you're sitting at your desk at work on Monday trying to unravel this mystery in your mind." Child, not Al dragging Quincy for being aware of what Diddy did to Kim and still siding with him. Another person said, "Your son will thank you one day. I know it's hard being a parent, but he has to learn, grow, forgive on his own time. We love you. Stay healthy, be safe, and keep shaming the devil with the truth." To which Al replied with the spot on emoji. Now, when it comes to Al and Diddy, they've never really had a great relationship, and Al has never tried to hide that. In fact, at the time of Kim Porter's death, Al was one of the first people who questioned her manner of death and insinuated she may have been unalived by Diddy. He also posted a video of him crying with the caption, "Just found this footage from the morning I learned of Kim Porter's and how it ripped the soul from my physical body. I do know very clearly that Kimberly did not just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some bullish." He also made another post where he said that she was running from someone and how he asked her to call the FBI for protection. He said in the comments, "You would never believe what she went through." And guess what? Just about 3 months after Al B made these posts, he was admitted into the hospital for multiple organ failures before eventually eventually slipping into a coma. Even though he managed to survive, he's been real quiet and hasn't mentioned a word about Diddy or Kim ever again. But do y'all know who ain't afraid to speak out? Jaguar Wright. In fact, just about a year ago, she revealed the truth about Kim's death being ruled a homicide by the first coroner who was in charge of investigating, but he was replaced right when he was close to digging out the truth.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And
she also talked about how all the people that Diddy started his career with all died and got sick right as they were working on releasing books to expose him. One of those people included Kim, who was working on a tell-all book before mysteriously passing away.
But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Mm. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead.
Of course he did.
Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Mm-hmm. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And I'll Be Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you.
But I'll Be Sure did not end it there, because after Diddy's recent arrest, he came back again, and this time he gave a detailed explanation on how Diddy and his entourage successfully silenced him by putting him into a coma and trying to end his life on multiple occasions. He even said he tried informing law enforcement about the threat on his life, but they were also paid off, so nobody took him seriously. And remember the allegation about Kim's stolen laptop? Al B confirmed it and said that Diddy stole it so he could erase the contents of her book and any evidence that may incriminate him. He said, "For over a decade and a half, I've been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hope to protect loved ones, avoid deaths and tragedies that could have all been avoided. Despite this, I've been ignored, ridiculed, and medically silenced to cover up these crimes you're all aware of by a very aggressive PR team and a costly campaign to silence and physically harm me from exposing. It only aimed to prevent me from further sharing publicly the facts and insights at Lady KP shared with me during our frequent and intimate conversations in her selfless attempts to save my life by sharing frequent plans to do harm and possibly ending my life. I'm writing this to formally request an investigation into an entire group of individuals who worked at or around the residence of Miss Kimberly Porter, including the publicists who assisted drafting this. It has come to my attention that these persons were also instructed to steal her computer and mobile devices, which contained her original book notes. So as y'all can see, Al B's issues with Diddy went way beyond Quincy. He's deeply convinced that Diddy took Kim's life as well, and that's why the betrayal from Quincy hits so much deeper. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this. Like this person who said, the fact that Quincy is windmilling for a man that's responsible for his mother's death and father being poisoned is crazy work. Another person said, Quincy probably thinking you let another man adopt me, knowing the choice wasn't good. Don't holler now. You knew Diddy's history. I'm sorry, even Kim, why would you let that happen? Ain't no amount of money worth putting my child in harm's way. Side eye both parents. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Quincy abandoning Al for Diddy? And do y'all think Al is right for putting all this on blast in public? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.